I'd like to introduce this man. This university, friends, is here today in no small measure because of the vision, courage, and leadership of the Reverend Dr. Pat Ferry, president of Concordia University-Mequon, Wisconsin, and Concordia University, Ann Arbor, Michigan. One university with one president and one board of directors, a board of regents, and 2 residential campuses and satellite campuses. Pat, thank you so much. You saw that a Concordia University Wisconsin and a Concordia University Ann Arbor alliance made business as well as missional sense. Dr. Ferry received his BA from St. John's College, Winfield, Kansas in 1981, a college of the Old English Missouri Synod, and deeded over to the LCMS over 100 years ago. This college was closed in 1986. Pat received his MDiv from Concordia Theological Seminary, Fort Wayne in 1987, and an MA in History in 1989, and his PhD in European History in 1996 from the University of Colorado at Boulder. Prior to his coming to Concordia, Wisconsin, he served as campus pastor at St. Andrew's Lutheran Campus Congregation at the University of Wyoming in Laramie, 1989 through 1991, and was assistant pastor at Wheat Ridge Lutheran Church in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, 1987 through 1989. He has been CUW's, Concordia-Mequon, Wisconsin's president since 1997 and has authored numerous articles. He is a runner, a very, very good runner, and former basketball player. Pat is married to Dr. Tammy, N-E-E Saleska Ferry, and they have 5 children. Dr. Ferry, welcome.
Well, thank you, Bishop Steckles, and thank you so much for your warm greeting. But I'd like to also take this opportunity to congratulate you and also to thank you for your extraordinary leadership, not only of this district, but the reality of Concordia University Ann Arbor and our continuing future is due also in no small part to your leadership and to this district's leadership. It's truly a remarkable legacy. When others were pondering whether to step up to the plate to be a part of the solution, the English district under your leadership did not pause, and your proportional support of the effort was truly a great inspiration, I think, to your colleagues and certainly to Concordia University, Wisconsin and the other partners. So. A legacy of your ministry is the continuing ministry of Concordia University Ann Arbor, and I thank you so much for that. As a way of recognizing that, at this most recent commencement in this very building, Bishop Steckles was awarded an honorary doctorate by Concordia University Ann Arbor, well-deserved tribute, and again, congratulations to you. Congratulations also to Bishop-elect Jameson Hardy. I knew Jamie when he was a student at Concordia University, Wisconsin, once upon a time. And if they could see you now, right? Yeah. I immediately sent out notice to some of his former faculty members, and you'll enjoy the responses. Things like, "Will wonders never cease?" Now, we congratulate you, and we commend you and to the Lord for the work ahead, and pledge our partnership, our continued partnership to this wonderful district. You mentioned the St. John's College connection, and that's, of course, near and dear to my heart. I don't know if there are any other Johnnies in the group here, but we are a breed that's kind of fading away, and our alma mater closed in 1986. For me, the Concordia Ann Arbor story is in many ways linked to that story. We didn't have a good solution to the St. John's question in the mid-'80s. And unfortunately, the only solutions we were coming up with as they pertain to struggling colleges within the Concordia University system was, well, maybe we should just close it down. Never mind that Ann Arbor is in the midst of an orbit where there are more Lutheran Church Missouri Synod members than any other region in the country. Never mind that we have a campus here on the beautiful shores of Lake Huron with a fantastic faculty. Never mind that we have a half century of history behind us. Never mind that the harvest remains plentiful and that the laborers are still too few to accomplish all that needs to be done. Isn't there the possibility of some more creative solution besides simply just closing the doors? And I think although the Concordia University system has not historically been systemic in any way, any reasonable, tangible way, this seemed to me to be a moment where we would have an opportunity to work together to try something different, to try something creative that might just allow us to continue to have a ministry presence for higher education in this spot on Getty's Road for the foreseeable future. Again, thanks to the English District and other partners, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, certainly the Lutheran Church of Missouri Synod, the Michigan Church Extension Fund, the Lutheran Church Extension Fund, and Concordia University Ann Arbor's board, Concordia University Ann Arbor's board and Concordia University Wisconsin's board. We now approach the second anniversary of this new model that we've created, Concordia University, as Bishop Steckholz indicated, with 2 residential campuses, one in Mequon, Wisconsin, and one here in Ann Arbor. So a few weeks ago, when I had the chance to greet the delegates at the South Wisconsin District Convention on the Mequon campus, and in a week from now, when the Ohio District meets here, and then after that, the Michigan District convenes, we have the opportunity to talk about this new reality, this new organization. And I'm pleased to tell you that it's working. It's coming along. We haven't got all the bugs out yet. We're figuring that out as we work ahead. But a lot of good things have happened. I hope that you'll have a chance to look around the campus, that the weather will allow it. But you can see there's movement in terms of infrastructure and facility. We completely renovated the science building, are in the process of doing the same with the Kreft Arts Center. Across the street, the new football stadium is going to be in place in time for this year's football season. There are plans, designs to renovate this building. We're exploring a facility just a couple miles north of campus that would potentially house some of our healthcare programs, because we've started athletic training here and nursing, and we'll follow with physical therapy and occupational therapy and perhaps physician's assistant, things that have worked for us on the Mequon campus. We'll welcome to campus this fall the largest number of incoming freshmen at Concordia University Ann Arbor since 1976. And we're delighted by that trajectory. We'll have over 900 students on this campus come this fall, and we'll place them alongside the 9,000 students who are their fellow students at Concordia University, Wisconsin. This is my 18th year as the president of, I just finished my 18th year as the president of Concordia University, Wisconsin. Now 2 years here at Concordia Ann Arbor, and I can tell you that these last 2 years have been stimulating. I guess the word that everybody's using is scintillating, right? It really has been nearly scintillating, certainly stimulating. And it's been a marvelous partnership on so many levels. If you have the opportunity to be a part of this campus community during the school year, you will find a very dynamic atmosphere with people who are absolutely committed to the mission and ministry of this place. We've been able to attract some really fine faculty and staff who are excited about Concordia Ann Arbor, and they're working with students who come from around the region and around the world, really, who are going to have an impact serving the Lord Jesus Christ in the church and in the world. We are the church's school. It's kind of a moniker that we've been using to describe this Concordia University that I've laid out for you. We are the church's school. And we are, of course, a part of the Concordia University system, and all of us would be able to say that and share that description together. And really, on behalf of all of the Concordias, I greet you, the more than 27,000 students who are part of the Concordia University system. I was very pleased to see Marcus Zill in that other scintillating presentation on the video today to talk about the 500 students who gather from university campuses together as part of LCMSU. That's great, and we applaud that. We have 27,000 students that we have an opportunity to touch every single day in the Concordia University system. That's a great blessing, and it's a great ministry of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. And we are joined at the hip with you. We're locked in together with you in this ministry because we are the church's school. And we recognize the church sometimes has questions. Well, what does that mean? Are you really with us? Are you really partners with us in our higher education ministry? As a way of helping to demonstrate that, the presidents of the CUS institutions recently signed together a statement of Lutheran identity that we composed ourselves. In fact, that we were working on for several years. We composed it as a way of saying to the church, of course, our Lutheran identity is absolutely important to us. It's integral to who we are. It's not just something that we talk about. It's absolutely critical, not only as a part of our history and heritage, as is true for so many schools of various Christian denominations that have kind of abandoned that, have jettisoned that, have stepped away from that. Yes, it's a part of our heritage, but it's a part of how we define ourselves right now. It's how we see ourselves moving forward into the future. We are the church's school. We are your university system, and we work together to try and help to provide workers for that harvest field. And regrettably, the number of church worker students on our campuses has diminished in recent years. We continue to work to try and bolster that and to strengthen that. But the good news is that thousands and thousands more are coming to our campuses to become leaders in congregations who are part of other Christian vocations, in healthcare, in business, in law, in education, whatever the case might be. Some 70 undergraduate programs at our Concordia alone, 30-some graduate programs, outstanding opportunities to help to shape and to form people for ministry in the Lord's church and in the world. As another way of connecting with the church, we have been mindful of the broader dialogue that's going on around the country about higher education and its value. Is it worth it? Is it worth the high price of higher education? And President Obama's talking about this. He's wondering whether we should have 2 years of free community college. The more important conversations, though, are the ones that are occurring at kitchen tables where moms and dads and sons and daughters are asking, can we make it work? Can we make Concordia a reality? Because there is a significant value added. As a part of a response to that, and as again a reflection of the fact that we are the church's school, we recently introduced something that we call the Concordia Promise. And we're very pleased that a couple of our sister schools modeled similar programs like the one that we're about to show you a little video about. But in fact, let me just run. Do we have the video queued, ready to go? Let me show you the video, and then I'll describe a little bit more about it, the Concordia Promise. tail of that. It might have slipped by rather quickly, so let me explain very briefly. Dual credit, this is not something new in high schools. High schools across the country do this. But dual credit is being offered to students at Lutheran high schools and home schools for $50 a credit hour. I mean, that's about as low as it gets for an offering like this. For $50 a credit hour, students can earn up to a year's worth of, or they can achieve as much as a year's worth of courses. And if they then subsequently enroll on this campus or on the Mequon campus, we reimburse whatever they've paid for those credits already as a grant, and so in effect providing them a year's worth of tuition free on their way to their Concordia education. Our Lutheran high schools are excited about it. They're ecstatic about it. Again, this is a way for us to reach out to them, our natural partners, but it's also a way for them to reach out into their communities and to say, hey, look, we have something special here that will make your Lutheran high school experience a better one than you can achieve just anywhere else. So we're here for the church. We're here to help to educate our sons and daughters in all kinds of chosen vocations and fields. We're here to support you with resources in any way that we can, but we're grateful for the ways in which you have very obviously stepped up to partnership with us as well. If it weren't for you and others like you, we wouldn't be here today having this meeting in this place. Concordia and Arbor already would be no more. But thanks be to God, 50 years behind us. We pray many, many more ahead as we continue to fulfill the mission that's been entrusted to us. Bishop Steckles, thank you for these few minutes. God bless you. Thank you all.